Hello everybody, it's Chibi, and today I'm going to be doing an anime review on Sailor Moon Crystal Episode 9. Hard to believe we finally made it to Episode 9. It's been, God, a long time since this series started. But anyways, this week's episode of Sailor Moon Crystal reveals a lot of mysteries, and it kind of confirms a little bit of my theories I had 2 weeks ago, but it seems like I was a little bit off with my theories. For one thing I was really shocked about was finding out that Usagi was actually a reincarnation along with Tuxedo Mask. They were both reincarnations of like a previous life. For instance, you know, Princess Serenity in the past, that was Usagi from the Moon Kingdom, and Tuxedo Mask, he was the actual prince of Earth, of all of Earth. So right there, I was like, oh shit. When I found out that both of them were reincarnations, and even all the Sailor Guardians, from what I understood, were reincarnations, I was pretty freaking shocked, because I'm like, okay, so, all these characters pretty much died in the past. That's exactly what it lets me know, so that's pretty fucking dark if I think about it. But anyways, okay, so a lot of different hints pop up in this episode that make me want to theory craft, but I'll get into theory crafting in just a moment. What I do want to talk about is the entire bit of this reincarnation. That's the one thing I want to know more about. How did these characters get reincarnated? That is the big question I'm wondering right now, because, I mean, we know for a fact Usagi, we know the Sailor Guardians, we know Tuxedo Mask have been reincarnated, but how did they get reincarnated? What did they do? What reincarnated them? That is the big question and mystery I do want to know. That's a big mystery, because I want to know exactly what caused them to become reincarnated. Was it the legendary crystal? Was it that? Because in this episode, you see Usagi actually unlock her, like, memories from the past when she was a princess, and you see the legendary crystal pop out of her. And when it pops out of her, you see it, like, go inside of Mamoru, and supposedly, from what we're seeing, is he's dead, but I highly doubt he's actually going to stay dead, and I want to take a quick guess and say whatever the legendary crystal did to him when it went into his body, it might bring him back to life or something. So I want to go on a limb here, and I'm just going to say maybe the reason why Usagi, Tuxedo Mask, and the Sailor Guardians got brought back to life was probably because of the legendary crystal. I want to say that right now. So anyways, moving past that point, the ending conclusion of this episode leaves me on a cliffhanger, questioning and wondering, okay, what is the connection? Kunzite and all the other ones, all the 4 guards of the queen that is trying to take the legendary crystal, the enemy side, pretty much, I feel like there's some form of connection between these 4 people with Mamoru. I really think there is a connection, because honestly, from this episode, from the flashback we got, we find out majority of Earth's inhabitants have been brainwashed, and so, pretty much, it makes me believe that maybe Kunzite, Junzite, and all them pretty much had their memories wiped, and they may have once been, like, guardians or something for Mamoru, because, I mean, we have Sailor Guardians that protect, you know, Sailor Moon, and what's to say with a prince? I mean, a prince needs his guardians, too. He needs his own royal guard, so I want to say maybe Kunzite and all them may have been the guards of Mamoru. That's what I'm getting. That's the type of hints I'm getting from this episode, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm almost 100% certain that that's exactly what's going on right now. Now, past that entire bit, I want to mention the voice acting, the music, and the animation of this episode. For one thing, I felt like Usagi, in this episode, the voice actor of her, she nailed it. She really nailed the emotions of this episode. I was actually really taken aback when I saw Usagi's voice actor, like, crying and all that. I was actually getting emotions in my heart. I was like, holy shit. I just did not expect to walk into this episode and actually feel sad and sorry and kind of depressed for Mamoru. I mean, I'm almost 100% certain he's going to be fine, but still, I felt very depressed, and I was like, oh my god. It was a really good episode. The voice acting definitely was amazing in this episode. I mean, Usagi's voice acting, 10 out of 10. That was seriously some really good voice acting. I barely ever hear voice acting that's that good that can actually resonate with my heart sometimes. Besides that, I want to talk about the animation. I know for a fact Toei Animation have been saving a lot of budget for this episode, because clearly this episode shines a lot in specific scenes, especially with, you know, Usagi being very sad and having tears come out of her eyes. You see a lot of great animation in this episode. It looks very fluid, very vibrant. I love the overall mood and atmosphere of the colors, and the way this episode was done, it just looks amazing. It does. Besides specific certain scenes of the episode all around just looks really beautiful. and that is really freaking good, because, I mean, it definitely nailed the overall atmosphere and emotions I'm guessing the viewer had to perceive when they were watching this, because I know for a fact I felt very depressed, sad, and it makes me understand the perspective of what Serenity had to go through. And it actually reveals one other thing. At first, as I said last week, I thought Princess V was another princess, and I thought, you know, Sailor Moon might have been the younger sister of Princess V, but from what I understand from this episode, it doesn't seem like Princess V is actually a princess. You know, Princess V is just a bodyguard that was acting out as a princess, and pretty much Sailor Moon's the true princess. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting right there. Overall, though, the episode, for the most part, a very entertaining and enjoyable episode, and it raises a lot of questions. I mean, the reincarnation aspect raises it, how, like, you know, is Kunzite and all of them, like, related to Mamoru? I mean, who is that dark figure? Like, who is that dark essence and evil that brainwashed everybody? Like, who exactly is that? We found out how Mamoru and everybody died in this episode, pretty much getting betrayed and cut down by that one queen girl. So overall, great episode. 8.5 or 8 out of 10. It was a really damn good episode. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.